Tonight, I want to talk about the one sport Indians dominate. Not the spelling bee, cricket. Now, growing up, I hated watching cricket. Imagine sitting on the couch with your dad for a week and watching this.
Just before lunch, 11 minutes to go. Boycott bowled in sweater and cap on Wednesday, and it looks as though he do the same thing today.
Slight delays out there whilst the England bowlers are not entirely happy with the ball.
That live-action Brooks Brothers catalog goes on for 5 days. But now, the game has gone from sweater vests and tea breaks to something that's actually fun to watch. This week, the 2019 Cricket World Cup kicks off in England, and that's a big deal for fans around the world.
India! 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 Pakistan! Zindabad! We win, baby! Yeah! Oh, incredible.
Okay, that guy, who looks like Little Richard fucked a minion, perfectly captures cricket mania. Now, just for perspective, the last time India and Pakistan played each other in the World Cup, over 1 billion people tuned in. In terms of viewers, that's 9 Super Bowls, 52 Game of Thrones finales, or 1 billion Murphy Brown reboots. Nobody watched Murphy Brown, I'm sorry. And yet when Americans hear the word cricket, they think of the insect, the cola, or the data plan you get if you want to start selling cocaine. But cricket is so much more than you think. Cricket can be used for international diplomacy, AKA cricket diplomacy. India and Pakistan have used cricket to both ease tensions and inflame tensions. After the terrorist attacks in Kashmir, India reportedly threatened to boycott its match with Pakistan, but cricket diplomacy goes way beyond South Asia. In the early 2000s, Fidel Castro tried to get Cubans to play cricket instead of baseball as a middle finger to the United States. In 2005, China built Grenada a cricket stadium as a thank you for not recognizing Taiwan. Cricket has even played a vital role in Afghanistan. You guys remember Afghanistan, right? You know, from war?
Minus cricket, we are nothing. Because when we were young, we played only cricket.
Psychologically, cricket takes their mind away from bad things. People won't participate in elections, but they will in cricket. It has become essential to the Afghan people.
That's incredible. Even American politicians recognize cricket's international importance.
If we are searching for a model of how to meet tough international challenges with skill, we need only look to the Afghan national cricket team. Afghanistan did not even have a cricket team a decade ago. And last month, the team made it to the World 20 Championships.
You know what's weird? She gave that exact same speech at Goldman Sachs for $200,000. Look, bankers love cricket too. Cricket is a global sport with the potential to unite nations. But here's what's frustrating. In 2019, cricket is becoming less inclusive because of corruption and greed. And no country is more to blame than India. India has become so dominant, it is stifling the growth of international cricket, which is odd because the goal was originally about expansion. The game was spread by the British Empire, the world's first spam bot. They took cricket everywhere. India, Sri Lanka, the West Indies. They even spread cricket to prison. Yes, England straight up built a continent-sized jail and called it Australia. They took cricket to Canada, even the American colonies. America used to play cricket, but then the United States was like, yo, fuck your sport, fuck your tea, fuck your pronunciation of the word privacy, aluminium, and take us off your schedule, cheerio. And then Americans took their slaves and created baseball. The empire spread cricket all over the world, and they used cricket as a way to export their culture and civilize the locals. Cricket has been called the ultimate colonial civilizer, which is basically Winston Churchill's version of Grand Theft Auto. It's super fun. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you go R1, R1, left, right, circle, circle, you unlock smallpox. Now, as the colonies got better at cricket, it became a way to beat the colonizers at their own game.
Most of the countries and the top countries that played the game has that little element of wanting to get back at the English.
At least on the cricket field, with the bat, against an Englishman holding a ball, he could smash him for 6 after 6 and prove that he was not his inferior. The question of self-esteem, the question that here is an Indian, a brown face, with brown hands, who could measure up to a white man.
I love that. India whooped Britain's ass at their own game. The only thing that would piss off Britain more is if India also took Michael Caine. That's right, he's ours, and he fucking loves it. But today, India runs shit. India commands 70% of the global revenue, and in 2017, generated $1 billion in sponsorships, and it's mostly thanks to 3 letters. The IPL, the Indian Premier League. You're a fan? There's just like one random Indian dude like, fuck yeah! This is my episode! Last week you did NRA, now we're doing cricket. Meanwhile, like there's 200 other people like, what the fuck is going on? You know crazy shit is happening in Alabama. Just wait. This is for you. The IPL plays a type of cricket called T20, okay? It's a shorter, explosive type of cricket which took a game that looks like it was invented by Mitt fucking Romney and turned it into a cultural phenomenon. The Mustard Man is back, baby! Look, I think he just lives at the stadium. IPL cricket has so many viewers in India, it can sell everything from soda, cars, even condoms, which is not something Indians are known for using.
Goes to strike bowler with the hope of making inroads in that.
If you're not watching the match, can I watch something else?
That's a full-length delivery and batsman.
Love sex, T-Rex.
What the fuck? Wait, let's break this down. He handed her the remote with his erection through the fabric of his clothes. Like, how did the director direct this? He's like, listen to me, Vinay. I need you to get a boner. And he's like, on it. In the prompter, it just says tense up. Now, as cringy as that video is, Sex and Spectacle made cricket what it is today. In 2008, the IPL flew in NFL cheerleaders in for a match, and it broke every Indian man in a 50-foot radius.
Sexuality in cricket is the way forward, and it's time India wakes up to that. It's a liberal society. It's a modern society. I mean, it's no use keeping all under wraps.
Are you going to be distracted?
Most certainly.
If it's successful, we'll shake the very foundations of the International Cricket Council.
Okay, wait, this dude is talking about bringing sexuality to cricket like it's the solution to global warming. Then there's some random army general showing off a picture of cheerleaders on his BlackBerry. Meanwhile, the horniest man in South Asia is just recording them while his best friend is just whispering, please send Bobs. I need Bobs immediately. Look, turning cricket into a thirst trap, it wasn't an accident. It was something that came directly from the league's infamous founder, Lalit Kumar Modi, AKA Indian Bobby Jindal.
Did you not violate certain norms of Indian culture, the pom-pom girls, blonde pom-pom girls? If I were in India, I would see that as a slap for the Indian womanhood.
Again, you know, we did things that were out of the ordinary. Actually, they talk about the IPL as a family product. They talk about IPL where the whole family, from the grandmother to the grandfather to the grandchildren to the wife to the husband, are all actually looking forward to watching a program together.
I don't think he meant to say hot wife, but that Freudian slip is very telling. Lalit Modi started the IPL in 2008 with an initial investment of $25 million. 2 years later, the IPL was worth $4.1 billion. Modi made cricket exciting, shorter matches, shorter seasons, and he paid the best players in the world to come to India. Everyone was giving Lalit props.
Most innovative business leader of India is Lalit Modi. You're such a celebrity now.
You're somebody who can sell oil to the Arabs.
I wish I could do that.
IPL without Lalit Modi is like
A sugar-free candy bar.
Modi was celebrated throughout the cricket world for years, and by years, I mean 2. Exactly 2.
Once the most sought-after man in Indian cricket, now an outcast, Modi has been found guilty of rigging IPL bids. He has also been found guilty of charging a facilitation fee to the tune of $80 million. The 49-year-old is also guilty of not disclosing that his relatives had stake in a company that purchased rights for the IPL website.
In 2013, the BCCI, which is India's cricket board, found Lalit Modi guilty of 8 counts of misconduct and kicked him out of the IPL. Now that's ballsy. Can you imagine Firing someone who made your organization billions of dollars just because they're an egomaniac? No, I'm asking you. Facebook, Tesla, Twitter, imagine it. Please. Modi denies the charges, but rather than facing them in court, he left India and started showing up on cable news like 2018 Roger Stone.
I am sorry.
There will be a time when you will tire of doing
this. For you to call me a fugitive, who the hell do you think you are? You are sounding bitter. I am not bitter at all. I am not going to argue with a person who has a closed mind. Modi asked me the question. Before I can answer, he goes to somebody else. My complaint is, my complaint is.
I think he was just trying to pick one complaint, and his whole system just crashed. He's just like, my complaint is, just recharge. But then, while Lalit was in Thailand, he hit peak uncle.
There must be a charge sheet or there must be a complaint. Where is it?
Okay.
One second, where is it? Now 7 years have gone by. I want you to ask the ED, where is the charge sheet?
Okay.
Now, one second.
Oh my God! Every brown person on the planet has been that reporter, right? There's just some fob in cargo pants yelling at you, wagging his finger, and then we all do the same full body nod. We're like, all right, I'm using my entire body to agree with you. Please shut the fuck up and let me leave the mosque parking lot. Now look, I gotta give props where props are due. What Lalit Modi did with the IPL was revolutionary. Okay, thanks to him, cricket revenue exploded between TV, streaming, live matches, condoms, and sponsorship deals. It was like India had an oil boom. This influx of cash and eyeballs redefined the way global cricket is governed, and that's the problem. Now, fair warning, I'm about to start doing graphs, so if you have friends, now's the time to hang out with them. On paper, global cricket is governed by an organization called the International Cricket Council, aka the ICC. The ICC oversees all 105 cricket-playing nations. They're top of the food chain. Indian cricket is governed by the Board of Control for Cricket in India, aka the BCCI, okay? And they are, and I mean this nicely, gigantic assholes. In theory, the ICC oversees the BCCI at the international level. But thanks to Indian cricket, the BCCI makes so much money and commands so much viewership, they've made the ICC their bitch, and every other country is forced to revolve around the BCCI. They bully other countries to get what they want. They make it practically impossible for Indian players to compete in any foreign T20 tournaments, and you just can't say no to them. Just look at the upcoming World Cup, okay? 16 teams played in 2007. Now it's down to 10, the fewest number of teams in more than 2 decades. Fewer teams increases the odds of India being in more World Cup matches. Now, India in more World Cup matches means more money for advertisers in Indian cricket. So the BCCI is constantly just throwing their weight around. The most striking example of this might be a 2008 scandal called Monkeygate. Now, I know that sounds like Jane Goodall got Me Too'd, but it had nothing to do with that.
Indian bowler Harbhajan Singh faces a 3-match suspension after the referee ruled he called Andrew Simons, Australia's only non-white member, a monkey during the 2 teams' recent match in Sydney.
Wait, there was a racism scandal in Australia, and the bad guy wasn't Australian? Harbhajan Singh denied saying monkey, and India threatened to pull out of the tournament unless the ICC let Harbhajan Singh off the hook. So Australia fell in line and was like, oh, wait, no. Hey, don't do that. It's our fault. We need the money and the viewers. We shouldn't have had a black player on our team. Think about how insane that is. It's like Australia's asking for forgiveness, even though their team and their player was the victim. That's like forcing a black family to invite Barbecue Becky over to their next cookout. They're like, this is good for racial unity. We need to do this. These behind-the-scenes power plays are just the start. In 2014, India launched a cricket coup to take over international cricket by combining forces with England and Australia. They're known as the Big Three, and they run everything.
The Big Three, led by India, seized control of the International Cricket Council's key committees and the way its funds are distributed. In the next 8 years, ICC events, including the World Cup, are expected to harvest record revenues of at least $2.5 billion. The Big Three will take the lion's share, with India alone netting upwards of $500 million.
Now, you might be wondering, why would all the other countries agree to such a shitty deal? Well, they didn't really have a choice.
I know a lot of countries that are against the takeover. They voted against it initially, and then everyone just went to them individually and said, listen, if you come with us, this is what you can get. This is what you will get. And eventually, they all fell in line.
Holy shit. These guys sound like the mafia. Or FIFA. Now, before 2014, every member of the ICC got an equal share of cricket revenue. But under India's proposed plan, more money went to the big three than to all other nations combined, with India getting by far the most. Think of this entire corruption clusterfuck like an Indian nesting doll, okay? The outside is the BCCI, inside that is the IPL, and inside the IPL is Lalit Modi. Now, even though he's long gone, the moves he made are at the core of how Indian cricket ended up here. Now, Modi can't go back to India because he would likely get arrested, and he believes he'll be killed. So, these days he lives in self-exile in London. But I had to meet the guy, so I flew to London to ask Lalit Modi about India's stranglehold on cricket and his role in all of it. How would you describe yourself in 3 words, and you cannot use the words big dick energy?
Controversial. Controversy was the central pillar of the IPL.
To me, you're like P.T. Barnum meets Vince McMahon with a dash of Billy McFarland from the Fire Festival.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. That's a real compliment. I like it.
You like those 3?
There are not many people who can play all these 3 roles together.
You mean just shady, shady?
And more shady. That's it.
It's weird that he openly identifies as shady. It'd be like if Imagine Dragons openly identified as bad. Now, this isn't new. Lalit Modi has been doing shady shit since he was in college.
It was as a student at Duke University that Lalit Modi got caught in the circle of drugs. In 1985, he was arrested on charges of trafficking cocaine and assault with a deadly weapon with an intent to kill. Modi pleaded guilty to his crimes and entered a plea bargain.
Hey, come on, it was the 80s, baby! Everyone was pushing coke. Now, I know we gotta talk about cricket, but just bear with me. I had to ask Lalit Modi what went down at Duke. To me, you're like Zion Williamson. Both of you guys were one and done. He was one and done to go to the league, and you left to avoid jail time and kidnapping charges.
Oh, no, that was not a jail time. It was already, I had to do 200 hours of community service. There was no drugs there. We were going to buy.
You're on the way to get some coke and guns.
And we got robbed on the way.
Right.
But it doesn't matter. It's part of my life. I don't deny it. And, you know, I have no shame about it.
Yeah, I mean, look, Lalit, it was a long time ago.
I don't care about it. I have no problem with it. Others do.
The haters hate.
I completely agree. But I'm saying...
You let them know you'll do a bump and stay strapped immediately.
Absolutely.
And if they want to pop off...
They can pop off. And I have no problem with that.
Law enforcement agencies are just going to pop off. It's what they do. During his time with the IPL, Lalit Modi built up a rap sheet like he was trying to get Future to write a song about him. But I had to push him on it because whether he denies it or not, Lalit Modi is complicit. His alleged corruption is indicative of how cricket is rotten to its core. You've repeatedly said, what have I been accused of?
Yes.
I'll just read it right to your face. The BCCI found you guilty of 8 counts of misconduct, including rigging bids for franchise owners you preferred and accepting kickbacks from broadcast deals.
1 minute.
I'm not finished. The Indian government has opened more than a dozen investigations into your financial dealings with the IPL, including money laundering.
They haven't found a zilch. And as far as I'm concerned, they can keep digging till the cows come home. And they ain't going to find zilch because there isn't zilch. Majority of the people who run away from the country
are kind of guilty.
And never give an interview. I'm on every network all the time and every time. And I'm there because I have no guilt.
Look, you're either...
I can look myself in the mirror every morning and be very happy to look at it. And I say, oh, you look great, okay? Carry on. Oh, that's a joke.
I wish I was that confident. Just bombing and being like, it's cool. Because he created the IPL, Lalit Modi knows the power dynamics between the BCCI and the ICC, and he has strong feelings about what's going on now. Does the BCCI have too much power over the ICC?
What do you mean? They control the bloody ICC. There is no ICC without BCCI. You think even a single match can take place without India? No. Do you think any broadcaster will buy any rights of the ICC without India? No.
Is the BCCI preventing cricket from spreading to smaller countries?
Yes.
Is that bad for the sport?
Very bad for the sport.
Lalit Modi got banned for life in 2013, but the problems continued long after he was kicked out. One of the best-known scandals involved the BCCI's former president, N. Srinivasan. During his tenure, players and officials were arrested for rigging games and illegal betting. One of the teams involved was owned by N. Srinivasan, and one of the arrested officials was his own son-in-law. Even though Srinivasan was not charged, it was so messy the Indian Supreme Court had to step in, forced him to step down, and called his conflict of interest nauseating. They even got a former Supreme Court Justice, R.M. Lodha, to set up a commission called the Lodha Committee to clean up Indian cricket. Do you understand what I just said? The Supreme Court got involved. Can you imagine if RBG was in charge of investigating Deflategate? Look, you know Roberts would side with the Patriots. The Lodha Committee was set up over 3 years ago, and to this day, many of those court-ordered changes still haven't been made. Indian cricket has gotten to a point where it's too big to fail.
Don't you think you created this problem
I
by
did.
creating the IPL?
I did, and I didn't think this problem. I didn't foresee this, and that's right. I am to blame for it.
This is the only thing you've taken blame for.
I take blame for creating the war chest for the BCCI completely.
Out of all the things I've said to you today,
Yes, those I don't care about. This I do take blame for.
you created the behemoth that is now bullying the rest of the world and preventing the spread of cricket around the world.
That's right, and I feel very bad about that.
Modi helped create the cash cow that gives the BCCI power. They always seem to put Indian cricket first at the expense of the global game. Now, Ayaz Memon is one of the most prominent cricket journalists in the world, and he echoes this same concern.
Indian cricket establishment is phenomenally rich now. And I think it's a bit of a shame that India has not been able to take that agenda forward. They should be in the vanguard of spreading the gospel of cricket.
Why don't they want to spread the game?
They're caught in a bit of a dilemma. We are the most powerful cricket board or cricket body in the world. And if we take it further than what exists today, will it dilute our power?
Indian Colonel Sanders is right. Look, one of the most significant ways India is holding back cricket might be this.
Possible Olympic gold medalist? Well, not if the BCCI have a say in the matter. The ICC, for a while now, have been trying to get cricket included as an Olympic sport because they believe it will help the game grow. The BCCI, on the other hand, don't want an Olympic committee interfering with their business.
Come on! India should love the Olympics. You know this. We love recognition and we love gold. But we have neither because, let's be real, India sucks at the Olympics. India is a country of 1.3 billion people dating back to roughly 2000 BC. In that time, we have won 28 Olympic medals. Okay. Michael Phelps is a stoner dating back to the year 1985. In that time, he's won 28 Olympic medals. Our whole country is equal to one Subway spokesman. But cricket could actually change that.
I think cricket can become an Olympic sport where you have at least 16, if not 20 or 24 nations playing it at a certain level, which demands the attention of the Olympic Committee.
So who's the bad guy here?
Stumbling block would be the BCCI. In the past, they've been, why get into the Olympics? This is a sport we control, we run. It's very lucrative. It's very popular.
Ayaz, we need cricket in the Olympics.
Absolutely. I think a lot of players are saying they need cricket in the Olympics.
Do you know how many medals India has won in the past century?
28, yes.
Do you know what the majority of them come in? Badminton.
No, don't undermine badminton. India is doing very well in badminton.
I'm just saying.
It's breaking the hegemony of China.
That sounds great, Ayaz, but I don't want to win gold medals in sports that electrical engineers at Google play.
My research team told me that technically India's won more medals in field hockey than badminton, which is actually worse. Now, if you don't think the Olympics are important, how the hell do we know what this is? Do you guys know what this is? Curling, yes. We have a better understanding of competitive ice cleaning than one of the biggest sports in the world. That is pathetic. The saddest part about all of this is that cricket can be such a force for good. We've already seen so many inspiring examples.
Today, the national cricket team returned as heroes.
This is Afghanistan's first ever win in an international tournament.
How's it going, my friend? Today we brought Afghan cricket from the refugee camps to international recognition. What about that then?
Afghanistan went from playing cricket in refugee camps to playing cricket at the highest level. Now, here's the crazy part. India was one of the first countries to invest in Afghanistan's cricket team. And on June 1st, Afghanistan will play Australia in the opening round of this year's World Cup. Their rise shows what the spread of cricket can mean to a country. Now, as an Indian, I'm proud that we're so dominant at cricket and that the game is finally exciting to watch. Look, we took something our colonizers forced on us and we made it our own. But my complaint is, we're so concerned with owning the sport that it isn't about playing cricket anymore. It's about colonizing it for ourselves.